Okay, so today we're going to talk about conversational AI. What does it do? How does it work? What are the benefits of conversational AI? Okay, so basically it's human to computer interaction, customer support, automation or augmentation, either one or both, right? Accessibility for individuals with disabilities. If you have a physical disability, you can actually use conversational AI to interact with the machine and get responses, right? There's personalized experiences for all users based on how you utilize the technology, right? Real-time interactions with users, natural language generation, processing, voice assistants for all smart devices. And of course, we all know Alexa, Siri on the iPhone, right? We're kind of comfortable with it. So I wanted to introduce a new technology that I just found a couple of days ago. This is called Speechmatics Flow. And I want to show you how this works and then show you the logic behind the scenes and under the hood, or whatever you want to call it, how this stuff actually works. It's not magic, right? There's actually like a lot of processing power and technology and logic behind this, right? Okay, so let's start a process. This is speechmatics.com flow. Hello?
Hello. It sounds like you've got quite an interesting project going on. What's it all about?
Yeah, hello. I actually do. I'm trying to introduce some of my viewers to conversational artificial intelligence. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Ah, I see. Conversational artificial intelligence is all about creating systems that can engage in human-like dialogue. It uses a combination of natural language processing, machine learning and speech recognition to understand and respond to human speech. The goal is to make interactions with technology feel more natural and intuitive. Does that help?
Oh, yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Glad I could help. Anything else you need to know?
Um, Tell me, what is your name?
My name's Humphrey. Nice to meet you. And what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Ryan Schul. Nice to meet you, Humphrey.
Nice to meet you too, Ryan. So what got you interested in conversational AI?
This current project that I'm working on. Thanks for asking that. You know what? I have a quick question. What is the weather like in New York City today? It's December 4th, 2024. What's the weather today?
I'm afraid I don't have real-time weather data, but you can easily check the weather using a weather app or website. Anything else I can help with?
No, that's good. That's good. I understand. So, can you tell me a little bit about Donald Trump?
Sure. Donald Trump is a businessman and former president of the United States. He served as the 45th president from January 2017 to January 2021. Before his presidency, he was known for his career in real estate and television. His time in office.
Okay, so there we have it. So that is a very professional AI system, right? So we're going to try to reproduce that using Python code and open source technology. Okay, so let me go ahead and hit Control Enter to run the code. And we're using Transformers. I have another video that describes how Transformers works and a couple of videos about artificial intelligence. So we're going to use that and use this model right here. It's called Facebook Blender Bot 400 million. They have 400 million features that they use to train the model on and test it and try to help the model to understand human language and then make predictions based on what you speak to the computer. Right? This is all conversational. Hello, can you tell me about Donald Trump? Okay, so we have the first input right here. We should get an
Sure.
output.
He is the 45th President of the United States. He was born in 1946.
Okay, so that's good. We got our input, output spoken to us. Let me rerun this. Control Enter to refresh the cell. I'll upload all this code. Where was Donald Trump born?
He was born and raised in New York City. He is the 45th President of the United States.
Okay, thank you for that. I did a quick Google search on this before, 1946, and New York City, right there. New York City, New York, the town. So nice they named it twice. So this tool right here, Speechmatics Flow, Speechmatics.com.flow, is pretty sophisticated. This AI tool that I just put together and demoed right here, we'll do some basic speech to text interaction. It'll speak it back to you, but it's not super sophisticated. Okay, let's try a slightly more refined approach to solving this kind of problem. And again, I'm going to post all this code online. You don't have to copy and paste it in. Where was Donald Trump born?
What do you do for a living?
No, where was Donald Trump born? What year was Donald Trump born? When was Donald Trump president? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we got some basic interaction with this system right here. I'm going to copy and paste all the code. You can run it in your own IDE. You can run it in your own Jupyter environment, right? I just want to show you this system, which is fairly sophisticated, and this system, which is open source, totally free, and then kind of compare and contrast the differences. So there's a few different models available right now. It's late 2024, December 2024. You have a BlenderBot small, 90 million. This is 90 million features. So a feature is basically a column in the database, 90 million features that the model is trained on and tested on. This is 400 million features, so quite a bit more. 1 billion, 3 billion. And you have BlenderBots, 400 million to 3 billion. So this is more dynamic conversion system with memory, right? And if you want to replace that, you would just go over here and load the model, whatever model your heart desires, right? So you just pick that there, you copy and replace from these options below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 options. So you can copy and paste it and replace the model. The higher feature types of models with 1 billion or 3 billion take a lot longer to run and to process the information, right? But it gives you a much more accurate response. It's more intuitive, it's more interactive. But it takes a lot more time to process the information too, right? So the model size and the capability really determines how powerful the model is, what kind of response you can get, what kind of speechmatic flow is actually more advanced because of the proprietary nature of the models, and they're all fine-tuned as well, right? Like this model really isn't very tuned, right? This is just free, open source. I'm giving this to you. You can find this on the internet. You do a Google search, right? But the proprietary model behind this this tool right here is very well professionally trained and tuned. They probably have dozens of people working this, maybe over 100 people working on systematic flow. It's likely to be hosted on more powerful cloud infrastructure. Right now, I'm just hosting this right here, this code you see right here. If I select all this, shift, and click my mouse here, this is all running on a T14 ThinkPad, right? If you have a highly sophisticated infrastructure, this can leverage the learning model performance, training and testing over many GPUs. This is general processing unit, I think, or through processing units. I looked it up before I actually forgot. GPU is more powerful than a CPU. I'm just using one CPU. GPUs are way more powerful, and you have a whole cluster of computers running these things, right? So the fine-tuning improves performance, any kind of specialization, any kind of speechmatics flow performance will help improve the overall performance of the model. Any kind of specific task can be held or can be can be supported seamlessly, right? But with the Python scripts, it's kind of a struggle with domain-specific knowledge just because of the nuances of the conversation that's being presented to this right here, right? You only have maybe like, what is this, like 50, 60 lines of code max. Important libraries, maybe you have 50 lines of code. That's interesting. Let me just copy and paste this into Excel real quick. Let me see. I bet 60. This is my first time doing this. Let me see what we get here. Okay, I'm going to get 60. Anyone want to make a bet on this? 83. Okay, we have a count of 83 right there. So it's 83 lines of code. But my point is, I bet this Speechmatic is running on thousands of lines of code, right? And a cluster of computers, and it's all GPUs hosted by some kind of cloud compute system, AWS, Azure, maybe GCP, who knows? Maybe they have their own system. But if you compare that to a T14 ThinkPad laptop, there's no comparison, really. Like, my machine is going to fall down, it's going to fail every single time, right? Also, context management is important. So SpeechMag Flows employs more advanced mechanisms for content retention and updates. It understands what you said before, right? There's an in-memory component, so you can have a conversation with this thing. You don't just ask it one question and then it answers, then you move on to the next question. It'll actually remember what you just said and store that in its memory, right? So that's pretty cool too. Speech to text and speech quality are important. Speechmatic flows might change over time, but it's pretty well tuned, pretty highly refined and well tuned. This Python code over here is kind of cool, but it's kind of primitive compared to what this thing can do over here. Okay, so that was it. I just created this video just to show you the comparison, the technology under the hood, how things work. And I would say, actually, this is a failed experiment. It's failed. This was not very accurate. What do you do for a living? He was born and raised in New York City. I'm not sure, but he's born in 1946. So he was born in 1946, right? That's true. But I'm not sure. That's not a very mature kind of thing to say from an AI bot. Like, you have to be confident, you have to have maturity, you have to have accountability, right? Like, this thing just doesn't have that, and it's okay. It's okay. So we ran the experiment. I would say this is a failure, but I just wanted to show you, underneath how this stuff works and what's going on here. And that's what data science is, right? You never know what's going to happen before you run the experiment. You run experiments with a hypothesis, and you think you know what's going to happen, but you don't know what the actual outcome is going to be until you actually execute the experiment and check the output, right? So I'd say this is a failure. That's fine. It is what it is. We tried. This kind of failed, but it's still interesting. It's still an interesting exercise. So I'm going to post my findings here. This was an experiment that failed, but we couldn't know that until we tried it and ran it and saw what the outcome is. So in conclusion, here I have some notes. This is the link to the website, right? If you put that in here, we'll get to the website, you get the exact same thing. Wait, why did I get 83? I'm sorry. Did I not copy that thing? Control C, Control V. Yeah, they copy. Okay, so this will take you to the website. I think this is pretty cool. This is one of the better ones that I've seen in terms of conversational AI. So you can check it out, try it out, and see what you think. I have some notes over here. And that's it. That's pretty much it. I'll post all the code. You can copy and paste it, run this in your own Jupyter notebook environment. You could experiment with it like I did and check out your findings. It is pretty cool what you can do. It's pretty sophisticated compared to, just what was available only a couple of years ago. This is highly evolved, highly sophisticated in the Python world, but in the real world, I would say go with this tool. This is the winner right here, and this is a loser, but we didn't know that until we ran the experiment and collected our findings and made a proof. Okay, so that's fine. Most of the time it works, sometimes it doesn't, and life goes on. So hopefully that was educational and inspirational to everybody tuning in today. Thanks for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.